Hey guys, before we get started, editing Taco here. Just wanted to jump in front of this and say that the recording session for these next two episodes was a little chaotic. And we only had one question, but we ended up recording about 2 or 3 episodes worth of content. So there's not going to be a question in this week's episode, and the end kind of sneaks up on you a little bit. But thanks for listening, guys. We're just going to go ahead and jump on into the show.
Hey guys, I'm Christina.
I'm Taco. She's my mom.
And he's my son. We're going to talk about some real shit, and shit's going to get real. This is Trust Tree. So, it's been 2 weeks since we've seen each other.
About that, yeah.
How be you?
Too long. Tired.
Tired?
Tired.
What makes you tired?
School.
I know, that's why I say you should quit.
Oh yeah, it's finals week. Fun fact, I'm.
Fun fact: my mom doesn't believe in college.
But no, not the. You think I should quit? But the fact that I missed a final this week. I completely.
What?
Yeah, I completely missed a final. I thought it was for a different professor. There was a professor, previously who, there was a COVID outbreak at Great Grandma Ortiz's. Like assisted living facility, and we had to go like get her stuff because she was going to be isolated for 2 weeks, so we had to go drop her stuff off, and we were doing that in like the middle of the quiz. And I wrote an email to my professor and was like, hey, there was a COVID outbreak at the old people home. I need to go give my great grandma some stuff. And she was like, oh, I'm sorry that happened, hope your grandma doesn't die, but you can't take the quiz.
Dude, that lady's a whore.
Yeah, I hate her.
If you're listening, fuck you, whore.
But
that's a little extreme.
So edit that out.
Yeah, that's a little extreme. We should probably edit that out. What we need to know is what whiskey we're drinking so we can non-spawn them. It's a new word I learned.
What do you mean it's a new word you learned? We said it day one.
I know. I learned it from you on day one.
I see.
Yes. I remember.
But anyways.
Some of it.
So I missed a final. And I thought it was that professor. So I emailed her and was like, hey,
I know you totally hate my guts.
Yeah. It was basically like I went through and I got my my medical documents from my sleep apnea shit because their syllabus said that I needed medical documentation.
Hold on, time out. I'm looking at your neck and it's looking very thin. Not thin bad, like less fat, more masculine muscle. Yes, jawline has appeared.
It's because I shaved today.
I was trying to give you a compliment. But...
I keep it honest. The only thing that gives me a jawline is my thin facial hair.
Oh, it's the joys of being Mexican.
Oh my God, that's why I don't do smooth shave anymore. It goes from there's like some sort of an imaginary jawline to I look like Master Oogway, like a turtle.
I don't know who Master Oogway is.
Have you not seen Kung Fu Panda?
Oh, yeah. A long time ago when you were little.
Yeah. The fucking turtle from that.
Okay, so you emailed bitch whore.
And took my medical documents and photoshopped the fuck out of them. Got rid of the dates and stuff.
Edit this out.
I didn't do a lot. I just got the dates out because they were a week old.
Yeah.
And I didn't lie in my email to her. I was like, hey, I was like, so here's the situation. I missed the final. I fucked up. I'm sorry. I was like, this past week has been really fucked up. I've been having fits in the night where I stop breathing in my sleep and I wake up gasping for air multiple times a night. That's true.
That is true since you were young.
And it's getting worse. And anyway, so I like mentioned that. I was like, I attached the medical documents. That's like basically them ordering my sleep studies and them ordering all of the blood work that they've needed to have done to me. So like I've been in and out of the doctor up until mandatory lockdown again. And then added in, I was like, also you made me do an assignment a while ago where I like told you what I was bad at. And I was like, I told you then, I was like, my grade is not a reflection of my understanding of the course material. It's
hallelujah.
Yeah, I was like, I've been struggling with deadlines since we switched to online. And my test scores are all high 80s and low 90s. I was like, I know the course material. I just don't want to fail your class on the last day. just let me take the exam. I was like, I'll ace this shit. I swear to God.
Can you imagine her just sitting there reading this like, he fucking turned it in already. What kind of meth is this kid on?
No, but it was a different professor than the one who told me, fuck your grandma. But so she was super nice about it. She's like, that sounds terrifying and terrible.
Oh, I misunderstood the story. I thought that you emailed the bitch whore thinking you missed your final with her and you really didn't. And she was going to come back at you and be like, what is wrong with you?
No. That's why I had to take 2 finals today, because I emailed my bio professor and was basically like, hey, I almost die every night when I go to bed. Can I
Just
take your,
so you know,
can I take your final?
I'm on the verge of death.
Every night.
You don't want this on your conscience.
Every time I go to sleep, I don't know if I wake up in the morning.
Don't say that kind of shit to me. Now I'm not going to be able to sleep. Well, that went fast.
The drink?
Yeah, it's gone.
It's because you were talking about my imminent doom.
God damn it. And also because it's like full of sugar and I'm all, this tastes like shit. No, well, there it's gone.
That's so gross. Just keeps chugging it.
That's what happens when you're
But anyways, yeah,
alcoholic.
so I'm fucking exhausted because it's finals week and I had to take 2 finals a day. And yeah,
Well, I'm proud of you for doing what you needed to do to get it done.
the bare minimum.
Yeah. I was going with lying and falsifying documents, but either way.
I didn't lie. Like, the only falsehood was that my sleep study was ordered 2 weeks ago instead of a week ago.
I don't think that date would have made a difference.
It wouldn't have.
No.
It wouldn't have. But I
Cover all the bases,
Keep
though.
in mind, I thought I was dealing with the professor who was like, "Oh, your great grandma might have gotten COVID in her nursing home."
Yeah.
No. So, anyways, so I just got rid of the date in the document, and the truth is, it got ordered 2 weeks ago, but I didn't get the equipment to get my get the stuff to get my CPAP until last week.
Did you get your CPAP?
Not yet. I have to mail in my sleep tubes.
You need to do that now.
It's right there. Not my sleep tubes. My
Well, I will mom
Envelope.
the fuck out on you with that. Would
With
you
that.
like to hand that to me, son? I'll take it for you and I'll put it in the mail.
I'm gonna do it tomorrow. I just have to put it on the rack. It's already paid for and everything.
Okay, just take a picture of it on the rack and send it to me so I know you did it.
And I get to turn into Bane every night when I go to bed.
You're gonna love it, though. I hear
hate sleeping on my back. I can't sleep on my back.
you sleep on your stomach.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know that. You also grind your teeth.
Yeah, I do a lot of weird shit in my sleep.
You do. You make the weirdest noises.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, interpret yourself.
Interpret my.
I mean, interpret it. Impersonate yourself.
Oh, well, I don't know. I'm asleep, but I really don't want to. I really don't want to hear you moan into the microphone right now
I won't.
because
I can't even do it. It's too specific. I'm so stupid. Well, I wouldn't know because I'm asleep.
But
Oh, God. Oh, please don't pee your pants.
I'm not gonna. Are you
No,
talking
it's
to
me.
you?
I'm the one who've had 3 babies. If I get laughing too hard, you never know what's going to happen.
You don't pee out of the baby hole.
No, but your baby, the whole thing stretches and rips out. Now, your vaginal canal does go back down, but with pee, she tore my urethra and they had to stitch it up. So it's a little questionable
I
down
didn't
there.
realize we were talking about the human pee. I thought we were talking about the excrement pee.
Oh, no.
Like this one time I just
One time I peed
pissed so hard.
so fire. Tore it.
just ripped
Tore
my just cleft in twain
Big. No.
like a bucket. Like water
No, but
out
there's
of a
something
bucket.
called like your pelvic floor or something that can get damaged when you have babies. And that's like controls like all the things down there.
Is there like a house down there?
Yeah. It's literally, you got to find the great womb mate.
You proud of yourself?
Bum. Edit that out. Oh, Lord.
Anyways, I got to take my test.
Yeah, you gotta take your test. Good. And you're sending in your test so that you can sleep with your sleep apnea machine, which shoves oxygen into
my face to keep me from being like in the middle of the night.
It's so crazy. I think that it's really good that you talk about this because I think there's this misconception that it's just old, gross, fat, obese men that need those. No,
it's also young, fat, obese men.
But you were not even young. I mean, you're not even young. You were not even you old fucker. You weren't even fat. And you were still having it.
That is true.
There's been some times in your life when you weren't fat.
Surprising. What?
I mean, taco. Bleep it, bleep it, bloop. That's what that sentence is going to sound like.
You don't have to tell me to. I'll just bleep it. You don't have to tell me how to edit while we're live.
Well, but listen, it really is like, why? How come? Why are you doing that?
Doing what?
Why are you self-hating so much?
I'm not self-hating. I'm self-assessing.
No, there's a difference.
How?
Because like, if I said there's been times in your life when you haven't been fat, a self-assessment would be that's a correct assessment. But instead you choose to bash yourself by saying surprising or whatever the hell you said.
Surprising, I know. Because the one time I did get it off, I immediately put it back on.
But you were thinner. You were thinner when you were younger. Yes, you were.
Thinner.
I'll show you pictures of you. I mean, you may have been 3, but you were not fat.
Yeah, you know how hard it is to make a 3-year-old fat?
I'm not gonna say what I was gonna say, but there's a lot of fat kids. No. God, what do you think I am, your father? Edit that out. No, okay, so that joke's dead. No, I was gonna say there are a lot of obese children.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to pull off. There's a lot of McDonald's, dog.
I was gonna say there's like, yeah,
a lot of fast food, a lot of syrup on eggs.
Oh, gross! You're so gross.
I don't do it anymore. I was a child. My grandparents let me do it.
That's the problem. Here's the problem that comes with your weight situation. It's genetic because you have an obese grandfather. And so he was always like, here, have this because I'm eating a gallon of ice cream. Would you like some as well?
Well, that's not genetic.
Well, you do have the genetics to be bigger. Like, I mean, you can be bigger in 2 ways. Look at my dad and then look at his oldest brother.
And Robbie, yeah.
Yeah. So, like, he's big, but he also competed in strongman competitions.
He's dense.
Dude. He had the Rona.
Yeah, he did.
So I reached a 2020 milestone.
Number, what, like on your bingo card? Like,
yeah.
Number of family members with COVID?
No, yeah. It was like on Rona bingo. It was like, know someone personally. Chink, chink.
Yeah.
Now, it's not like I know someone who knows someone.
Oh, yeah. For me, it's like I was in the house of someone.
That was not the Rona. That was the wrong pipe. It takes a lot of talent to choke on air.
Yeah.
I'm not talented.
I do it every night when I sleep.
You're funny to me today. So, so I'm really proud of myself. I finally know someone who had the Rona. 2 people, actually. One of my friends has it right now.
Oh, I know, like, a lot.
And she's a smoker, so she has that going for her.
Well, her lungs are used to being fucked constantly.
That's what they say. Yeah. They say like smokers, they have like a scar tissue layer that makes it the Rona not
the Rona's like, oh, my job's already done here.
Yeah,
what am I supposed to do?
I'm out of here. Useless. I'm just completely useless. Where's my next host? I started wearing a mask.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
When our family member got corona?
No. It got explained to me in a way that I understood. And I can't even tell you that the way that I understood it is the actual science. Like, it was said in such a way that and interpreted in my brain in such a way that I was like, okay, cool. That makes sense to me. Now, I can't, if I'm going to repeat it, I'll repeat it, but I'm not a doctor and I'm not sure if this is actually real or not.
Or what was said to you.
No, I know what was said to me. I know what was said and I think this is what was said, but he's a scientist. So I was like, huh? But I'm pretty sure this, basically, I have no fucking idea. I don't know why I'm wearing a mask. No, he explained it to me, but I'm afraid this is what it is. I'm afraid I'm going to say it and then we're going to get comments of like, that's not true, blah, blah, blah.
I don't give a fuck as long as you're wearing a mask. If you
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Everybody don't be mad about it because I'm at least wearing a fucking mask.
Yeah,
I don't know
if
why
you're
I'm
wearing-
looking at the soundbar like that's the people. But
If you're wearing a mask because you think it traps your soul in your body, I don't give a fuck. Well, just wear the damn piece of cloth.
So I started wearing a mask.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you. I don't wear it in my own home and things, or like when I'm driving
no.
by myself or whatever. Some people do that, or if I'm just walking down the street, or. But I wore it into the stores.
I'm proud of you.
I wore it on the airplane, and the whole time I didn't complain.
Upgrades, people, upgrades. When were you on a plane? Recently?
Oh yeah.
Where'd you go?
Probably should have told you that I went to the Mecca of sickness in California last weekend.
Well, you went to LA?
Yeah.
Why'd you go to LA? Why are you in my house?
I didn't think of it. I'm sorry. Do you want me to leave?
What the?
Well, I was in LA. I was in San Diego.
Why were you there?
That's further to visit friends. I safely traveled. Don't you judge me.
You genuinely might need to leave.
Oh man, I didn't think of that. I wore my mask.
I live with a 76-year-old. Yeah, but was there ever at any point anyone around you without a mask?
A person when we were in their home. Pause.
Back up. Come over here. If you kill my fucking grandma.
I mean, you're pretty much 6 feet. God, now I feel like the worst person ever.
Kind of.
I don't mean to be. I just don't live in a community. I live in a rural community. I don't live in a community where we're like
on top of each other.
Yeah, so I'm not self-aware.
Mm-hmm.
And super conscious about it. I didn't think of it.
You gotta go a half mile.
I mean, technically, in 2 days, it's the 10-day mark, which is what the CDC has brought it down to.
Mm-hmm. Just let me know if some shit pops off in the next 2 days.
Okay.
Don't kill my grandma.
Sorry.
There's this congestion's not part of it. It's all inflammation.
Oh, it's not?
No,
okay,
you're
good. I was like, oh my God, what if I sniff? So I was talking to a girlfriend of mine, and her name, she won't care if I say her name. Her name is Sabrina, and she works in the ICU. She's a cardiac ICU nurse, and she loves me, but she also is irritated with me, right?
Same.
So this person that she was spending some time hanging out with at the time, he's a lab scientist, and she starts telling me all this stuff. Well, that's because it's aerosol shackle. So this big word that I had no idea what she's talking about. And she's sitting there and I'm like, deer in headlights. I'm like, you act like I know what you're talking about. Can you please just talk to me like a normal person? And finally, this gentleman was like, okay, so this is what I think he said to me. So anyways, don't judge. I have a lot of fear of what people think of me. I'm finding out. Oh my God. Okay. He basically was like, yeah, the molecule by itself is that small, but in order for it to travel, it has to attach to a moisture. Yeah, a water molecule. So when...
You mean to tell me we've had all of these discussions and I've never said that to you in a way that made sense?
Never. You just kept saying it's to protect others from you. That's the only thing. And I'm like, from my what? It can get through no matter what. What's it protecting? It has to attach to that water. And when it attaches to that water, it becomes bigger. And that molecule combined is big enough to get caught in the mask.
Yes.
I'm like, can someone go on the news and say it just like that? Because I feel like a lot of people that I know might consider wearing a mask if they thought of it that way.
It's interesting being on the other end of it, being me and
yeah, because you live really urban.
Well, not even that. I watch the news as well. Oh. Granted, it's not my prime. I mean,
it won't help me if you go on the news because I don't have television.
Well, no. What I'm trying to get to is, I've been knowing that.
How did I not know that?
I don't know.
And if I don't know that, which I'm not some backwoods dumbass, then a lot of people don't know that.
Yeah. Huh.
Yeah. So there's my I was trying to come up with a really cute acronym or something, but I can't. Anyways, that's the fucking shit I learned last week. Yeah, so that is that was it. Was that so interesting to you to learn something you already knew?
I'm just glad you're putting the cloth over your face.
Yeah. I'm doing it. I'm doing it now, y'all.
Upgrades.
I would like some cooties.
Some cooties? You wear the mask to prevent the cooties.
The cooties. I would like some kudos, is what I was trying to say. Actually, I don't need any. I should be reprimanded and get spanked for not wearing the mask earlier.
Wow!
Ow, my ear holes.
Wow!
Oh, Lord. Is it hot in here?
No, it's just you and your spanking comments.
Whatever. Everybody does it.
Oh, man. You want to talk about how, like, hipster taco here. I was kinky before it was cool. No, I'm surprisingly vanilla. But
That's disappointing.
Why?
Because I'm so weird.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know. See, because here's the thing, right? Like
maybe vanilla is more kink now than it was when I was kink.
Well, that's what I'm gonna talk about is because like now, like being like fully vanilla, like missionary on Saturdays once a week,
right?
Is like
don't look at me.
Is so rare now that I'm like vanilla's the new kinky because everybody like
yeah
because now everyone's like pull my hair, choke me, I'm gonna call you daddy, you son of a bitch, like whether you like it or not. And so like but like those three are like those are like the run of the mill ones.
So you know
like,
what I was thinking?
everybody.
Maybe we could just like spontaneously make out and then like have a moment where we look into each other's eyes and I say I love you and then we just snuggle and sleep together afterwards. Ew, intimacy, you fucking freak.
Gross.
Sick whore.
I want you to degrade me.
Yeah. Listen, if there's not piss or shit involved, you're a fucking weirdo.
If we don't need tarps for at least half of it.
Yeah. Then what are you even doing with your life? Psycho.
Okay, not to kink shame, but to kink shame.
Kink shame is a thing?
Kink shaming is a thing. Basically, don't yuck anybody's yums. But I'm going to yuck some yums.
Why not? Okay, hold on. Can we rewind?
Yeah.
So, you don't get to have an opinion of what you like and don't like without it being considered shaming someone else's likes?
So you could like my I almost fucking said it. Like my body, my business, right? Like me and my partner's my business.
Yeah.
And like so like I'm allowed to be like I'm not into this. This freaks me out. I'm not about it. But if someone like came up to me and was like, "Hey, I'm into this," I'm like, "That's fucking gross." Like,
yeah, well, I mean, have tact.
Yeah. Anyways, back to what I was going to talk about.
I thought it was like you just can't, if you don't agree with them, then you're shaming them. And I'm like, this is bullshit.
Yeah, no. Just basically don't be a dick about it.
Yeah, don't be a dick about it. But you have every full and utter right to say that I'm not interested in that at all. It's a boundary.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyways.
Whew, I was like, what is happening in this world?
I don't understand knife play at all. Spooky shit.
I'm trying to think if I feel like I've done that once.
You cutting or you being cut?
No, there was no cutting. It was just like waving and wielding. Yes. And I'm not. It's not something I'm interested in. Like when death and sex can collide. I'm not. It's not kind of my thing.
I had a girl once.
I don't know if I want to go here.
I had a girl once when I was younger.
Oh my word!
Shit!
Hold on.
You're just awoken this.
Make sure you don't kink shame her.
But I have no idea who she is or anything.
Oh!
But
an entanglement, an encounter.
I got threatened to be stabbed.
Wait, during sex?
No, just like during like nasty talk. Like,
I want you so bad, I'll stab you in the ribs.
I was like, what?
Yeah, we are crossing a line here.
Oh my God. I had forgotten about that.
That did not really happen.
No, that really happened.
So you were texting or you were in person?
Yeah, we were like sexting.
Okay.
We were like sexting. And then like that happened and I was like, I just put my phone down.
Wait, gonna have to get specific. You were
Okay.
like, hey, baby, la ba da ba da. And her response was, like, what did you say in order to make her feel like she could tell you she wanted to shank a hoe?
I don't know. I was like 15.
Ew, fast forward, no more. I don't want to know anything.
Yeah.
How old was she that she wants to stab a bitch?
Me? I have no idea.
Oh, is it someone? Oh, no, it was probably on one of those weird apps.
What?
Okay, well, I just had a whole thought process in my brain that I might know who the person was because they were like kind of.
No.
Okay.
Also, one thing that I think is interesting about that past relationship.
Hold on.
What?
Because I want to know where the fuck I was at your mother that you were 15 sexting on a text message or like an app.
Oh, an app.
Where the fuck was I?
Oh, dude, I don't know. I've been like, if you include sexting in sexually active, then technically I've been sexually active since like 14, 15.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just feel like a failure.
Well, I don't know how I did it. I like discovered porn like really young.
That's terrible.
Like super young.
How young? Like 10, 8?
11, 12?
Oh my God, my heart just fucking sank.
Like 11, 12? Yeah, about ballpark that.
Where?
I think my dad had like Chive or something while he was single.
Was Chive pornographic?
There were like I'm gonna speak in Reddit terms because it's my generation's like main like message board
Okay,
thing.
well you might have to let me know what you might be saying.
There were like lewd categories.
Okay.
Where it was like Chive biddies that weren't like naked or getting blasted, but like they were like risque.
So it was like full on titties and vagina?
No, it's like Playboy mags with like softcore porn on the TV.
Yeah, but Playboy you can actually see the hoo-ha.
I didn't see a hoo-ha.
Oh,
But then after that,
so you were exposed to like nudies.
yeah.
Okay.
But then like really close to after that, then I found internet porn.
Oh my God, that's so terrible because, you know, statistically, not to say you're a psychopath or anything, but statistically, sexual deviance or like sexual issues or aggression or addiction comes from being exposed to true pornography really early. Like
how early?
8, 10,
I'm
6,
probably
7,
good.
8, 10.
Oh,
yeah.
6, 7, 8, 10. No.
Yeah. Like
I don't have like
young.
memories from like before 8.
Like, and I'm not talking hardcore porn, even Playboy style, where you're just seeing women or women and men in activity. Like, it's not good. It's not good for child development.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I thought I like, you know what? Is this podcast all about like, oh, hi, you're a piece of shit mom. I was sexting, I saw porn, and you're a drunk.
Well, that's up to you, dude.
Dang, man.
We were just talking about knife play. I remember this one time, this girl told me that she wanted to fucking stab me.
I know, but that's so young. You know what? You're all right. You turned out okay. You're fine, right?
Did I?
I don't know. Have you hurt any squirrels or anything lately?
So many. They're all pinned to a plywood board in the back.
I would say in the basement, but we're already
in
there.
The where you think all these clowns came from?
What is with that? Did we ever find out the reasoning? Like, why?
Papa was just stoked on clowns.
I know, but like there must have been some. Maybe he wanted to be a clown.
No.
I don't know.
Because they're all sad clowns.
No, they're not.
The majority of them are.
No.
All of the ones that are hidden by the tapestries are sad clowns.
Oh, well, hide those guys. They're creepy.
But anyways, yeah. All right, guys, jumping on in here. It's not the end, but we need to get into the habit of doing this. We don't have any sponsors for this episode, but when we do at some point, this is what the mid-roll ad reads would look like. So we don't have any official sponsors, but I did want to take the time to let you guys know that if you enjoy the podcast that me and my mom make or any of the other content that I put out there, we do have a Patreon. You can find the link to that in the podcast description, or if you just want to type it on into your URL, it is going to be patreon.com/DatDirtyTaco. And there are different rewards, different tiers, and all that good stuff. And it's the best way for you to support the content if you want to keep seeing it. But that quick little show note, let's get right back on into it with whatever on earth we're deciding to talk about. Clowns and clown porn.
Oh my God, midget porn. Oh, we can't say that.
The
Your
proper term
little
is little person, yeah.
That's not what they call it in the industry, though.
Oh, no.
No. I found that stuff.
Do we really want to talk about the whack shit we've seen on the internet?
No, I wasn't on the internet. I found it like in
IRL?
possession of someone. Yes.
Who?
And pregnancy porn.
That's whack. That's whack. Like, I get it. 9 months. 9 months is a long time. You're gonna have to, things need to happen. But I don't understand specifically being into that.
I don't either. And I don't either. I mean, I get being a pregnant woman and being horny as fuck. Like, I get that. That's happened 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't understand the mindset of a male watching it being like, yeah, I would love to fuck a chick pregnant with somebody else's kid.
Well, even if it's theirs.
You won't fuck your wife when she's pregnant?
No, I'm saying even if it's my kid, I don't understand, like, fetishizing that. Like, being like, I would rather, like, I'm going to knock off my significant other so I can fuck them while they're pregnant.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I guess, like, there's some people sexualize pregnancy and some people, like, revere pregnancy. I don't know. Maybe you're a reverer.
This is like making a baby.
I don't know. I don't get it. But it was very eye-opening.
This is like a
I was like, okay,
ball.
this explains a lot of what's happened to me over the last 13 years.
Well, also, like, I don't like firm bits.
Yeah, you like squishy gals.
I like squishy bits.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
like a pregnant belly is like
it's definitely firm.
It's all basketball.
Yeah, it's definitely firm. You are going to be a really weird pregnant person. I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The other side of pregnancy. Do you think you'll still find, well, I don't think you'll ever really be able to know, like, how beautiful it will be to you when it's your own baby. Do you want to have babies?
I don't know.
When you were little, you didn't, and then you did, and so where are you at with that now?
It just depends on the day.
Yeah.
Like,
do boys think about that kind of thing as much as girls do?
Like, how do you mean?
Traditional girls? Ugh.
Like, how often do you think about having babies?
No more.
Well, I mean,
when I was younger, yeah, like all the time.
Oh, no.
And when I would name them and bleh.
Like, I definitely have moments where, like, one of my favorite compliments that I would get, it probably wasn't, like, necessarily a compliment in the traditional sense, but whenever people would be like, Taco, like, you're such a dad, like, that was a compliment to me.
Mm-hmm.
I also have a habit of, like, adopting humans.
Yeah.
Like, I have friends who are like, like, I have a pseudo little brother named who, like, I met through streaming, and, like, doesn't have like a significant positive male role model in his life.
Yeah.
So I've kind of just like swooped him and been like, I'll show you how to be a dude. I got you.
Aww.
And so I have a habit of doing that. So the fraternal instinct is absolutely there. It's just is
it fraternal or paternal?
Maternal, paternal, fraternal is brother. Never mind. Yeah, paternal.
Yeah. That's good.
Cause like, yeah, no, I definitely have humans where I'm like, I just want to like take care of you.
That's like what I want to do forever. Not take care of people, but like in the sense of like, oh, let me take you in and be your mother. But I want to help people elevate their lives.
Yeah.
That's like my passion.
My main thing with like kid having and stuff though is just like, oh, commitment, dog. Commitment's spooky.
You know what? If I was going to give you any advice on that subject, and no offense to you whatsoever,
don't have kids.
Don't do it.
Don't have kids?
Don't do it.
Well, I already was of the mind where I was like, I don't want to have kids until post 30.
See, I'm of the mind, like, if you're going to have kids, do it young.
No, that's like leaving the party at 9 p.m.
Yeah, but think about like you're leaving the party at 9 p.m. because you're broke. But like if you do it earlier, then you have money to like party. And then you'll want to leave by 9 p.m. because you did all the coke.
Like at the end? I'm confused.
Okay.
Explain this to me in actual years instead of party terms.
All right. I was trying to be cool. So if you have a child when you're super young or younger, then by the time they're grown and like out doing their own thing with their own friends, or they're out of the house or they're in college, you're never not a parent, but like when they're mostly independent, you should be farther along in your life where you're more financially stable and you have like the dough to go do some really cool shit.
Yeah.
Where like if you are like, oh, I'm going to do all this cool shit when I'm younger, which sounds super fun too, and have kids when I'm older, you don't necessarily have the dough to do like the maximum coolness.
Sounds like it's a lose-lose situation.
Kind of is. I mean, but not really.
One thing that's also been interesting to me is like being an adult, like a proper adult, right? Where like I'm not in school and like I'm not working at like a typical 9 to 5 or like at like Domino's,
Okay.
right? Where like you make buddies with your work people.
Yeah.
It's terrifying to me because it's like, how do you make friends? You like see someone with like a cool shirt at the grocery store. And you're like, hey, bro, sick shirt. You want to like hang out? But like not in a sexual way. Like how the fuck do you make friends as an adult?
Oh my God, that's such a good question.
Because like I see my dad and my stepmom, and I'm like, y'all just have friends because y'all got like kids.
So if you don't have kids but you're an adult, how do you make friends?
Yeah.
I think like from your future life experiences and then the people that you bring into your life for intimacy, you connect with their people. If I look at like my friends,
But then you're just like stealing people. Like if
you're stealing friends.
Yeah, like if the only way that you're gonna get to new people is through an SO, then like or a significant other, then like you're just fucking yoinking motherfuckers. Like,
no, not always. And then there's also like you just go out and like you connect and like you go, I don't know, like it depends on how talkative you are too. Like I'll talk to a rock, so like I'll make friends anywhere.
People goes to bar. Do adults go to bars to pick up friends?
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, not really. Like I don't go there to pick up friends, but like I think it all is relevant to how friendly you are. Like some people don't want to have a slew of friends.
Yeah.
But you sounds like you would like to have friends and IRL friends.
Yeah.
I would say that you just do. Like you moved to Montana and you didn't know anybody and you made a bunch of friends.
Yeah, but I was enrolled in a university and living in dorms and joined a fraternity.
Yeah,
right?
Well,
Like there were
when
structures
you're
in
grown
place
up,
to find
you're
people.
at work and you are traveling and
I work alone.
You work alone, yeah. You're just doomed to be alone forever, man.
I mean, we knew that from the start.
I need another cocktail.
Oh, you can make it.
Oh, all right then.
Did you want me to make it for
Well,
you?
there's ice involved and you got to go upstairs.
Oh my God, get those steps in.
I'm so old. I already closed all my rings, man.
Man, that's better than I did.
I'm having a situation on my nose. Do you see that?
Yeah, stop doing coke.
I don't do drugs, man.
Man.
Man, coke. That stuff is not fun.
Not very cash money. Not cost effective either.
No, it's short term.
You know why it's so expensive?
Importing costs.
Well, one, importing costs, but two, it's like literal tons of cocoa leaves to make less than a kilo of coke.
I would be super curious to just chew on a cocoa leaf. You get high from it.
Not the way you get high off coke.
I think you do.
No, that's why there's tons, literal
I know.
of leaves in an 8-ball.
It does make your mouth numb, though, I'm telling you.
Well, yeah.
The leaf does.
Does it?
Yes.
Whack. Trying to lick some frogs.
Oh my God. So somebody I know did ayahuasca and they give you poison, frog poison before you do it. They like burn holes in your legs and then they put the poison in the holes. And then you purge. That's like the fucking hipster word for barf.
Barf everything.
Yeah, you just barf. And then it sounds beautiful, like the ceremony and everything.
I love puking.
You love puking?
You said it sounds beautiful.
No, the ayahuasca ceremony sounds beautiful. Like it's taken seriously. It's not like, this is just some ayahuasca at a rave or whatever. It's like there's like Shaw men and Shaw women that are like
Shaw dudes
that are like doing it, and there's gowns, and there's people who are not on their ayahuasca trip that are like monitoring you and making sure you're not dehydrating and like tending to you. It's like a full thing. It sounds pretty intense. Hey, have you heard of this weird like synthetic pot? No, it's not synthetic pot. It's a
spice?
No. Yeah, that's
synthetic pot.
Yeah, that is synthetic pot. But no, it's called like salvia or
salvia.
Salvia.
Yeah, I won't touch that shit.
That sounds scary as fuck. So somebody was like, oh my God, I want to try it because like I heard like everybody is like, oh, I had this out of body experience and everybody talks to God or whatever. So then I like we started looking at it on YouTube, and all of them are like, yeah, they started talking to God because they thought they were dead.
Yeah.
I'm like, that sounds fucked up.
I would do DMT.
I'm having anxiety just thinking about a trip on that shit.
I would do DMT way before I would do salvia.
What's DMT?
DMT is the same chemical that your brain releases when you die.
Let's not do any of it.
Well, it's already in there. It's like
I don't know if I like this podcast anymore.
It was your idea. But like DMT,
I just don't want people to be like, I love Taco, he's so cool, I'm gonna go do DMT now.
I haven't done DMT.
Don't do DMT, children.
Yeah. Also, this is for entertainment purposes.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyways. No, DMT is like this stuff where like I've heard stories of people being like, yeah, I lived 40 lives.
Oh, weird.
Like I lived 40 years somewhere else. That's part of the reason why it spooks me, because what it fucks with time perception, which is like when homies die. It's like part of the theory about like afterlife and stuff is that basically all these drugs get released in your brain. Yeah. And your brain is basically just like, okay, we're just going to stretch our perception of time to where it's basically infinite, and then eventually it'll just stop. But you won't know that it stopped because you don't know when you're sleeping. Yeah. So
sometimes I do know when I'm sleeping.
I only know when I'm sleeping when I stop breathing. No, I'll be because of back to the sleep apnea thing.
No, wait, hold on. Wait, okay, you guide it. Whatever. Anyways, it's your fucking topic.
Anyways, back to that. When I sleep, because of how light I sleep, because I can never get into deep sleep. Yeah. Which is probably why I don't dream. But I'll like hear myself breathing. When I start snoring, I'll hear myself snoring and like be aware of it, and then wake myself up and be like, God damn it, stop it.
Oh man. And then go back to bed. No wonder you're exhausted. You just don't ever sleep.
Yeah. Anyways, what were you wanting me to not sidetrack about sleep apnea about?
You were saying, so you don't know that you're sleeping, so it messes with time. And so that's why it scares you.
So basically, because there's been stories of people like one dude talked about, like, he was like, yeah, I went and I like lived for 50 years on what was like a different planet, and I had like friends and kids, and he was like, and I came back and he's like, I miss them. Where'd they go?
Oh my God.
And so yeah, and
everything sounds so sad.
It is, but that also brings me back to like my outlook on like when people are like, they're like, well, what if it's all like, because when I checked myself into therapy back in like 2018, 2019, yeah, one of the things that they asked was like, do you think like the world is real? And I was like, no, I question that all the time. Like I think about that a lot. And that was before I had like done anything super fucked up. And I was like, oh no, I think about that like a lot. And I wrote that down. And then in my intake, they were like basically trying to figure out if I like had some really fucked up shit going on. I was like, oh no, I was just saying, because the next step in that is, oh, if all of this is fake and no one exists, then there's no reason for me to do the right thing, or there's no
you can do whatever you want.
I can just fucking murder people. Yeah. And I was like, oh no, it's not like that. But the like homie being sad about his kids and shit, right? Yeah. Like that brings me to like my outlook on like the question of like, what if we're just like in a simulation or whatever? Right. Right. Like my outlook on that is it doesn't matter. Like if we're in a simulation or not, if I'm just some fucking alien playing a video game, like it doesn't matter.
You mean if some alien's playing you as a video game? Yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't matter, because what makes life, in my opinion, is the experiences and the interactions
that you're actually having. Yeah. What's outside of that bubble doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Like us sitting here talking is meaningful, and we're experiencing something.
Yeah. That's insightful.
Whether or not I wake up and I'm like, dude, I was just some fucking alien ripping a bong.
Right.
Like, then it was still cool. It still happened. I still gained something from it.
Yeah.
Even if like I took DMT, lived
So
40
if
years.
you exit this reality right now and went into a totally different reality where you're you, but not the you of this reality, you'd be okay with that.
I'd be totally fine with it because like
You wouldn't be bummed out. You wouldn't be like, oh man, my mom.
well, no, because like it all happened. Right? Like even if it's real or not,
Right.
it all happened.
I think
I perceived it. Reality is our perception of
yeah,
stimulus.
but I think the only way we're getting some deep shit here. But the only way I think it would suck is if your new reality is worse than your perceived reality. Like if you woke up and you were some on another planet and your life was worse than this life here, you would be like, damn, I really wish I could go back to my
like, yeah,
bong
I
rip
would
life.
wish I could go back. I talked about like one of my first experiences with substances, and I like had to like there was a part of my brain that went like audibly, like a voice that not a voice that wasn't mine, but like a different part of me
Yeah.
that audibly in my head went, oh, we need to feel like this all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had to spend the next like little bit being like, no, that's not what we want. If that's gonna pop up every time, we're never doing this again.
Because that's how we end up a total crackhead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like of course there's like relating it back to like substances, there's like the elusive high, right? Like people
Right.
always chase their first highs.
Yeah.
But like even then, like if I wake up and I'm some fucking nobody on Glib Glop the Third, like I wake up there and my life is shitty, is like, and I remember everything that happened here and
Yeah.
whatever this is.
Maybe you could use this experience to
Exactly.
improve your life on Glib Glob.
Yeah, exactly. I still have all of my experiences and all that
Yeah.
knowledge of that. Now, granted, if I woke up and then I forgot it all, then it doesn't matter.
Then it
because
doesn't matter
happen.
either way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it didn't happen to you.
Mhm.
God, that's weird, right? So one time I had a really bad trip on acid and I
Yeah.
thought that I wasn't really in reality,
Yeah.
that I was actually in my trip. And in real life, I was in a mental hospital in a bed and all of my family was around me like crying and wishing I would come back to
That's fucked.
come to. Yeah, that was the last time I did LSD.
I bet.
Yeah. So I would always take like a half to a full, and my girlfriends would always take full to 2, and they looked like they were having so much fun. But I didn't know at the time that I'm like super ultra sensitive. Like I can't even take a whole dose of NyQuil,
Yeah.
let alone a full hit of acid.
Yeah.
And I started puking,
Oh,
and
God.
Nan had to come pick me up.
That's fucked.
In the middle of my negative peak, it was the worst, and I never did it again.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, it was right before you were born. Well, right before I got pregnant with you. Obviously, I wasn't
Yeah.
pregnant doing it. I was probably like 15. It was terrible.
Yeah, no, I've never had. I've had like close calls.
Yeah,
I've never had full blown bads.
it's sad to me that well, that's where the stigma starts too, of like people that do drugs are bad.
Mhm.
And not necessarily all people who do drugs are bad. Sometimes people who do drugs are sad. Sometimes people who do drugs are searching. I wouldn't say most people who do drugs are in a positive position in their life.
Yeah.
99% of the time, I haven't met anyone that's like, oh yeah, I'm super happy with my life and this elevates it. Like, I haven't seen that. There might be people in the world that are like that.
Literally me, brother. Not right now. Granted, I haven't been involved in that scene or community for over a year at this point. Like, I haven't
You
touched-
seriously think that where you were at that point in your life, adding hallucinogens and drugs made you a better person?
Absolutely.
Really?
100%.
Because you would tell me nothing about except that you would have like long bouts of self-hate and depression every time after a thing, a show, a scene, or whatever the hell it's
Oh,
called.
after like a rave?
Yeah.
That's just because all the serotonin's gone.
Oh, that's because I just chemically fucked myself into depression.
Well, I mean, yeah, but like the thing is as well.
So
is, like,
that's not making you a better person.
No, well, hold on. Let's let me talk about it.
Okay.
So like at that time, it was probably the most stoked about existing as I ever was, because like I had a job, I was on my own, I was going to school, I had enough money to pay my bills, I had enough money to travel and do exactly what I want. My life, dead ass, could have continued exactly the way that it was, and I would have just made enough money to pay rent and go to shows and not have debt.
What changed?
and I would have been completely content. And then I would have been fucking stoked. I would have I would have been so happy to live like Uncle David did.
Yeah.
And so like going to shows, I went to shows sober. I go to shows sober. I go to shows not. I hang out with friends sober infinitely more often than I hang out with friends not. I don't really drink. And like, so going to shows, like I would go to shows sober and I was like, yeah, I still love this. The music is still amazing. The scene is still amazing. I still love to dance. I still love to hang out. Just my body gives out.
Right.
Like my body would literally stop about 2 hours before show close. And so there was that. That's one motivation, is that it would help me physically continue to go. But the other thing is that like, and like on top of that, yes, I have emotional connections with all of my friends outside of substances. Like one thing that people who like aren't in, like not in, like you shouldn't be in drug culture, like because there is infinitely more negative about drug culture than there is positive. Like I am not the rule. I am the exception.
I was going to say, like,
yeah, like there is 10,000 more ways that this goes sideways and gets fucked than there is that this doesn't. Here's the thing. I said earlier, or I said not my circus, not my monkeys. Here's another fucking one. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. The prize that I won was that nothing went wrong.
I see what you're saying.
When the majority of the time what you get out of that fucking gashapon is some fucked up shit.
Yeah.
But anyways, so going back to that, it was just a way, like, I had positive and emotional and like good connections with people outside of substances. Like I have friends that
it just enhanced that for you. But like so it enhanced your positive experiences you were already having.
Yes.
But it wasn't making you a better person. You were making you a better person.
No, it 100% did, because my first.
No, I'm going to tell you it did. No, tell me how.
No, it fucking did, because my first trip, reminder, this is a story that didn't happen.
For entertainment purposes.
Yeah, but no, my first trip was. I've told you this story before. This is why I have the fucking tattoo on my wrist.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like, so the first time is like, it highlighted for me how good of a relationship I had with that human, my friend. And on top of that, the main takeaway that I got from that experience was repeatedly going, do I like myself? And then thinking about it and sitting in it and then going, yeah, I do. And then the circle would start over.
Yeah.
And then it would go, do I like myself? Am I content? Am I happy? And you're like, yeah. But the process, every time I asked a question, would speed up. The circle would get smaller. The loop would get tighter. And then eventually, at the end of it, I like went into the bathroom, and you're not supposed to look in the mirror, but I looked in the mirror. And I looked in the mirror, and I saw the dude. And I saw, I didn't literally see different versions of Taco, but I, like, as things do, it was wavy and breathing. And I saw 1 minute I looked at the thing. I was like, oh, I look skinnier. Like, and I was like, oh, this is like, there's variations. I could be different versions of myself, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I could have made different decisions. There's so many fucking branches on this tree that got me to where I am. And I'm sitting there and I'm looking at it. I'm like, yeah, I could be thinner. I could be bigger. I could be smarter. I could be dumber. I could be working a better job. I could be this. I could be that. But I was like, but I've made every decision up until this point that put this specific me in front of this mirror to look at it and go back. That's the right version. We're doing okay. You're good. And I walked away and I didn't ask myself the question for the rest of the night because I was happy. I was like, I'm good. And before that, I'm not saying it fixes your problems, but before that, I genuinely didn't know because I wasn't able to completely isolate the thought. One thing that I think is super interesting about L specifically is it, in my opinion, in my experiences, is it breaks people down. It puts you in, it pulls away everything, every single layer that you put on to protect yourself and this, that, and the other thing, or like social acceptance or making sure you don't offend people. It strips you of it, and they're just you. And then you just exist. And that's all that's there. And whether you like it or not, that's up to you. That's why people talk about, when they talk about psychedelics, do not do it if you're in a bad headspace.
Right.
You're gonna have a bad time.
Because you're just gonna tear yourself apart.
You're going to just go inward and destroy yourself. But like, But like if you're in a good spot, when it pulls all of that away from you, I've told you stories about how I was playing with a slinky toy, and I was playing with it, and I was having fun, and my buddy wanted to use it, and it was like, hey man, and then we like fumbled around how to ask the question. He went, here's what I'm asking: are you enjoying that slinky toy more than I would be enjoying that slinky toy if you gave it to me? And is the negative of you giving away the slinky toy more important to you than me having the slinky toy?
Why can't you just say, can I play with that?
Well, he said that, and he saw me pause, and he was like, but if you're having more fun, like if it's crucial,
Right,
if it's
right.
essential to your good time right now,
Yeah.
keep it. I don't need it that bad.
Yeah.
And I was like, nah, dude, it's just kind of here. You want it? He's like, fuck yeah. And I gave it to him.
Uh-huh.
And that's like my whole rant is like it pulls away all of those things. Don't do drugs. Is it pulls away all of those things. And so when you're in an environment where you're around people who you're comfortable seeing that,
Yeah.
where you're not able to, because you're not able to really think.
But I
super
think
hard.
the key thing you've said though already is that you were in a decent headspace when you wanted to expand your thought. You weren't like, oh God, I fucking suck and I want to be better, so I'm gonna
Yeah,
do
no.
drugs. Like,
well,
that's not the message here. It's
Not
not,
at all.
like, oh,
Because
you know,
I think-
I'm shit. So
that's the other thing, because I personally think when I get into bad spots, I avoid any and all substance like the plague,
mhm.
because it makes you naked.
Right.
And if you think you're ugly, you don't want to be naked in front of a mirror.
Yeah.
And then I don't understand people who reach for the bottle, because when you drink, it's a depressant. It makes you sad.
It makes it worse.
It makes it worse. I don't understand people who go for uppers, because any upper, what goes up must come down. If you're doing a fuck ton of coke, you're going to you're going to get fucking addicted, and you're going to have a
Yeah.
really bad coke problem. And two, you're going to be an absolute monster to be around. You're going to be miserable when you don't have blow.
Right.
And then I don't get people who go to Molly when they're like sad and depressed, because yeah, you get a fuck ton of serotonin and your brain's like, whoa.
And again,
we're
it's what
fucking
goes
stoked.
up must come down.
Yeah, because then your
Gotta
brain
level out.
Yeah, then your brain stops making serotonin. The same way that your lips get chapped if you lick them, your brain goes, oh, we're getting all this serotonin from God knows where. I don't need to make any more. Then you're depressed for a week.
Right.
So whenever I get
So then
fucked
you
up,
take more because you don't feel good. And then,
Yeah.
and now you're like in this Molly
it's just a cycle.
cycle.
And then you put holes in your brain because it's biotoxic. But yeah, that's my thing, is like I personally don't understand substances as an escape, because I understand that even if it makes me feel good temporarily, the aftermath is going to be 10 times worse.
Right. If you're not okay going in, you're not going to be
You're
okay coming out.
You might be okay during. You might hit pause on the TV,
Right.
but it's going to start playing again.
Right. Right.
So
Right. You're going to hit pause on the negative thoughts and everything, but it's still going to come back.
yeah. Whereas
So ultimately, drugs are bad.
yeah. So I'm like a person specifically of like balance. I think extremes on either end are unhelpful.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So basically what I'm saying is like, I just talked about all of that nonsense, which paints me in a very specific light.
Yeah.
So I feel the need to come out here and say, I also at the same time, as I don't understand the person who's like, all drugs are bad, people who do drugs like should die, like some Philippines shit.
Right.
They throw drug dealers out of helicopters or something crazy.
What? In the Philippines?
I forget which country specifically, but
Well, you might want to know before you start just accusing countries of
there's a country somewhere
skipping their law.
There's a country like somewhere in that region that's like scary tight on drugs.
Oh,
Like literally like throw homies out of helicopters.
like North Korea? Is it North Korea?
No, it's not North Korea. But anyways, so I also feel the need to say I also don't understand the person whose like identity is drugs.
Yeah.
Like the Rastafarian stoner. I don't get that stereotype. It's like I think people need to be multifaceted, and there's layers, and like there's like you shouldn't just be one thing. So I think fully committing yourself to being like, I'm the drug hippie
right.
is just as negative, not just as negative, because you're not really hurting anyone but yourself technically. But as opposed, like, you get what I'm getting at? There's a middle ground.
Yeah, I totally hear what you're saying, but I can also say that everyone has phases in their lives, and maybe they're just going through a phase where they're learning something, even though it might be negative consequence, they're still
Yeah.
learning from it. So
Not a phase, Mom. Told you it sneaks up on you guys. But thank you guys for listening this week. Next one will be up next Friday. See you guys then. Thanks for tuning in.